What is reimagined reality?
I'm ready to get it, said it about 100 times now. I'm ready to live it. I put my heart and my soul inside of every dimension and give it the proper commitment so I reach the ascension.
In simplest form, reimagined reality is the 365-day blueprint to the rest of my life. Because life is all about habits, momentum. You know, whether it's good or bad, whether it's positive or negative, that's what life is strictly about. The momentum, the force that you bring. So it's just about changing up, you know, creating good habits, breaking bad ones, and getting a positive ball rolling so that that snowball effect will kick in the right way.
I'm ready to get it, said it about 100 times now. I'm ready to live it. I put my heart and my soul inside of every dimension and give it the proper commitment so I reach the ascension.
Well, you don't just wake up and go into 365 days. You have to be ready for 365 days. So what I wanted to do with it was, you know, I dropped like a daily video on this channel, and then, you know, I have my old channel, so I dropped a daily video on that just to kind of get a gauge and comparison. Because every week, like, somebody's like, oh man, why don't you go back to your old channel? Why did you ever leave your old channel? Or somebody finds my new channel and they're like, man, I haven't seen you in months. I didn't know. I thought you just stopped doing YouTube altogether. So I just wanted to see how many people was over there. People are over there, but I just feel like this is just the right place for me to be right now. So I can go forward with it without anything, you know, what if, you know, maybe I should have. So I can just kind of go forward with it. So that's what I wanted to do, and I feel like I'm ready to just tackle the future, and we getting it started one day at a time, starting out.
I'm ready to get it, said it about 100 times now. I'm ready to live it. I put my heart and my soul inside of every dimension and give it the proper commitment so I reach the ascension.
Whack rappers. To be blatantly honest, whack rappers are the reason why I'm so motivated right now. Because I'm looking at them and I'm like, you know, music is subjective, and who's to say what's really good, what's really bad? Image, networking, so many things play into a successful artist. But I'm looking at a lot of these dudes like, forget opinion, I'm just better than him. You know, not to be on nothing cocky, but it's just like I'm better than him. But he's more goal driven. He's working harder than me. He's waking up and he's busting his ass every day while I'm just sitting here chilling. So he's getting places. And people always like, talent is overlooked. Talent is underrated. Why is it the talent? The talent is outworked. Plain and simple. So many people who are talented feel like they're entitled to things. You know, like, my skill's gonna get me there, and they don't want to put in the effort that the person who feels like they lack in that skill is gonna put in to compensate for it. So talent is just getting outworked. And I'm just feeling like I'm done getting outworked. I had enough. I had it up to here. I'm not getting outworked again. And secondly, the other thing that's driving my momentum, my motivation for this is, you know, my daughter. Because when I had my old videos way back when, like 3 years ago, when I was doing a video every day for like 400 days straight, my driving force was the day when I realized that I was gonna be having my daughter. And I'm like, you know, I want to give her so much. Like, there's so many things that I want to give her, and I need to give her, that I have to be better for. So then I was making moves, but the weight of being a father, I didn't really know how to balance the two. The career, the father, like, I really didn't know how to balance the two. But now I feel like I have a good understanding on how things work, you know, and I'm ready to just pick up where I left off. And I know I'm further behind, I have some making up to do, but just that motivation, pick up where I left off, and just ready to tackle it and ready to go get it.
I'm ready to get it, said it about 100 times now. I'm ready to live it. I put my heart and my soul inside of every dimension and give it the proper commitment so I reach the ascension.
Now, anybody who ever did something for an extended period of a time, workout, whatever the case may be, you know those first days, those first weeks, those are the hardest ones, because those are the times when your body's like fighting against you. Where your body's like, no, go back to sleep. No, don't wake up. And when your body's like, you know, you can just give up. You can do this tomorrow, later. I'm gonna do. Like, those are the things that goes through your head, you know, when those early goings. And you know, as you go, it starts to just become like second nature, because it becomes a habit. And you break the bad habits of just like, no, I'm gonna get around to it. So that's what this is mainly about. You can't do 365 days until you do the first weeks, you know what I'm saying? The first 21 days, I like to round it off to a month, so the first month. Until you do that, and you get that under your belt, and it becomes second nature to you, and it's just a matter of waking up and doing it, and you have a good outlook on it, and you're not like complaining about it the whole time, but now you're like kind of excited about doing it. You're gonna need that mind frame to do 365. You know, so this is gonna be the hardest part, you know, so it's like this is the part that I'm like focused on. I'm not really focused on 365. I'm focused on today, tomorrow, you know, that first 30, really setting that good foundation so that I can have that energy and that motivation, that momentum to tackle the 365.
I'm ready to get it, said it about 100 times now. I'm ready to live it. I put my heart and my soul inside of every dimension and give it the proper commitment so I reach the ascension.
I want to get into the habit of writing a song and recording a song every day because I just want to be, you know, musically going, like grinding. My mind's gonna wake up thinking about music. I'm gonna go to sleep thinking about music. Like I want music to be my foundation. Another thing I'm gonna do is a video every day because I want to just like, you know, get into the habit of moving forward every day, you know, because I want something on the outside. A lot of things are for the inside or for the creative process, but I want something for the outside, for the moving forward part. That's because that's more of a physical thing. But not all of my videos are going to be about music because it's more to me than music. You know, I rap, that's what I do, that's my passion. But like I have so many ideals and like thought processes and stuff like that that I want to kind of share because I'm hoping to inspire a generation. That's my main driving force in all of it. Like that's why I want to rap. That's why the passion for rap is that you can touch so many lives. So I want to do it in different ways other than music, even though it's going to be primarily music. And one of the things that I want to get away from doing is I'm gonna do it. I'm about to do it. I'm about to, you know, things like that. That mindset of I'm gonna, you know, and just change that to I will. I'm just doing it. There's no maybe, no later, no, I'm just doing it. So that's like the biggest bad habit that I want to break. But these are just the essentials. There's other little things that I'm going to be trying to break out of and break into too. But, you know.
I'm ready to get it, said it about 100 times now. I'm ready to live it. I put my heart and my soul inside of every dimension and give it the proper commitment so I reach the ascension.
Killing with content. Now this is obviously a play on the idiom killing with kindness, but it's like more talking to the body. You know, like the body doesn't want to. Like I was just talking about, the body wants to hold you down and stuff like that from the old bad habits. But this is about just forcing the body into that new way of thinking. You know, it's just like wake up. Like it's just like a slap in the face to the body, shocking the body, shocking the mind. You know, to just train it to think in a whole different way. And this is just the first portion. This is why it's phase 1. Like I said, the first 30 days, the first month. You know, this is phase 1. There's going to be different phases down the line, and I'll, you know, explain that in video or whatever, you know, as it comes up.
I'm ready to get it, said it about 100 times now. I'm ready to live it. I put my heart and my soul inside of every dimension and give it the proper commitment so I reach the ascension.
Now, life is what you make it, right? One person can look at something and think nothing but positive thoughts, nothing but inspiration. While another person can look at that exact same thing and get nothing out of it. Think it's just like the dumbest thing in history of the face of the earth. So it's just about your perception. That's all life is. It's like the way you view it. So a lot of people look at bad things in their life and they just like, they get down on it. Like I think maybe we all been there. Like you look at the negatives and you're like, oh man, why did it have to be me? You know, is this my situation? I don't want this situation. But you do nothing about it but sit around and gloat about it. You see the things that you want and you're like, oh, I wish I could have it. Oh, I'm not good enough to have it. Oh yeah, and you make excuses on why you can't have it, but you can have it because if you can imagine it, you can have it. Plain and simple. So this is just about changing your perception. Instead of looking at the things that you don't like about your life and pouting, you look at the things you don't like and you change it. Instead of looking at the things you want and saying, oh, I wish I could have it, I'll never get it. You go get it. You do the necessary steps to get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you just change your whole entire way of thinking. No more of that negative Debbie Downer thinking. Like everything that goes on in your mind has to be something, beneficial, something that can move you forward. And it's just changing your whole entire perception, which is gonna change your whole entire reality. So it all happens up here. There's a lot of physical things. Everything is physical. Like everything that's gonna get you somewhere in life is gonna be a physical thing. But it all happens up here. You can't walk, you can't talk, you can't do anything unless you think it first. So that's why you gotta just reimagine the entire process. Just reimagine reality.
I'm ready to get it, said it about 100 times now. I'm ready to live it. I put my heart and my soul inside of every dimension and give it the proper commitment so I reach the ascension.
And I encourage you to do it with me, because like everybody knows, it's always easier to stay motivated on the goal when there's other people, in it with you. And it might be a slightly different goal, but it, just the same motivation to get better in life. And when you need me to lean on, I'll be here to lean on. When I need you to lean on, it'll be great if you'll be there for me to lean on as well, and we can work as a tandem with it. And I know it might be a little daunting to try to rewrite the entire book, but maybe you just can start off with a chapter. You just change one thing. Maybe get the most important thing, the one most important thing to you that you feel like is gonna change your life the most, and just focusing on that one thing. Maybe it's 35 things you want to do, but just maybe you need to focus in on that one thing, and just like, the 30 days, the 365 days that's gonna come, 335 days that's gonna come after it to make a whole year. Just change your entire life with it. Maybe something small. Maybe you don't feel like you're ready to commit to something that big. Maybe something small, just to see how you react to it, and just like maybe something like just taking sodas out of your diet or something small, something that's easier to do. Or maybe you just ready to tackle the whole entire thing here first, and you can just jump in there with a whole laundry list full of things. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, but I think it would be great for you, and I would enjoy it if you was to get involved with the, just the whole idea, the process of you can change whatever you want in your life, the negative stuff out of your life. No, you're fat, you cannot be fat, 365 days. So if you're inspired right now, day one, great. If you're inspired 30 days from now, great. If you're inspired 100 days from now, 365 days, and you're looking at me on the 365th day, like, I can do that. Like, I need to do that. I want to do that. If you're looking at me back then great. Because it's never too late. That's the key thing. Just don't feel like, oh, it's too late, that time's passed. It's never too late to change. And that's reimagine reality.
I'm ready to get it, said it about 100 times now. I'm ready to live it. I put my heart and my soul inside of every dimension and give it the proper commitment so I reach the ascension. Yeah, coach, I'm ready to ball. Got about 30 years while I'm reaching the hall, but in the process I gotta prove I'm better than y'all. That's why I go hard, no matter what, I never withdraw. Cause the grind is more important than making a cake, and the time is nothing, no matter how much it takes. Waiting for the perfect moment, that's a fatal mistake.